Hi everyone, this is Jennifer Nicole Campbell here. This is our next episode of Music Musings. Now I got my little St. Patrick's statue here, and in honor of St. Patrick's Day, I thought we would do a little Irish tune. So today we're going to be taking a look and analyzing Danny Boy. What makes Danny Boy, also known as Londonderry Air, what makes that so special? The story actually begins with this guy. Well, actually not literally this guy, but rather an unknown Irish fiddler playing in the streets of Ireland, overheard by Jane Ross, who heard this hauntingly beautiful tune and asked if she could notate it down for a dear friend she had in Dublin named George Peter. Now, Mr. Peter was a man who was trying to put together a lot of ancient Irish folk melodies. Now, Jane Ross did not ask the fiddler's name, so he's kind of forever anonymous. So how did Londonderry Air become Danny Boy? Let's thank this guy, Frederick Weatherly, a British lawyer and lyricist who actually wrote the text of Danny Boy back in 1910. Then when he got this nice little tune called Londonderry Air from his Irish sister-in-law, he said this could go pretty well with my 1910 lyrics, Danny Boy. So he changed the meter a little bit, changed some of the words, and thus we have Danny Boy, set to the tune of Londonderry Air. Now that we have an idea of what the history of the piece is, let's dig right in and try to see what makes it so special. Now, there are three things that I like to look at when looking at a piece of music to analyze what makes it great. First of all, we have melody, harmony. Second, we have our rhythm. Why is rhythm important? Let's do an experiment. What piece is this? Jingle bells, right? How did you know? The rhythm. So rhythm is extremely important to a piece of music. And third is our text when it comes to a song. Now let's just take a look at the melody and harmony first. I'll play the first part of it for you. Harmony is not too complicated. We basically are using what we call the primary chords. 1 chords, tonic, 4 chords, called subdominant, and 5 chords, dominant chords. Those are called the primary chords. Okay, so our melody, quite simple. It has this nice phrase to it, okay? Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling. Has a very nice lift to it. It goes up and down, very simple. We start with a 4-note gesture. Okay, he repeats that 4-note gesture with a little modification, a little skip in there. From glen to glen and down the mountainside. But again, a very natural rising and falling. Then he repeats the gesture. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. It's you must go and I must bide. That 4-note gesture is very important. You're going to see that repeated throughout the piece. Now let's look at the text. Now the text all by itself is actually quite beautiful if you just read it as a poem. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling, from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. It's you must go and I must bide. So one question we might have is, who's Danny? And who's talking about Danny, right? There's a very atmospheric quality, right? It's reflective from glen to glen and down the mountainside. It gives us these beautiful pictures of Ireland, the great outdoors, pastoral feelings. The roses following, the summer's gone. So if the roses are falling, the summer's gone. You probably recognize that the last verse of Summer. It's a famous kind of symbol or sign that summer has ended if it's the last rose. So there's a twinge of kind of sadness to it. Something's going away. And there you go. It's you must go. One thing people thought, is he a soldier that's going away? Is it a lover that's going away? Is it a son? Or, you know, we're not quite sure, again, who Danny is, but it certainly has these echoes of someone very beloved, someone very dear that has to go and someone has to stay behind. We'll keep looking at those lyrics as we go through. Now, how does he text paint these? Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. Down the mountain, simple triad going down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. He text paints that beautiful falling down. It's you must go and I must bide. Okay. The rhythm's quite simple. I'm glad he has a little pause in there, right? For example, he has, oh, Danny boy, he waits, and then the pipes are calling from glen to glen, hold, and down the mountainside. Right, so it's this kind of statement, relax, statement, relax. It makes it more reflective. Now, what would it sound like if you didn't have the pause in there? Let's find out. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. It's you must go and I must bide. Kind of gives it a nice little lilt to it, but it doesn't give us that moment to pause, reflect. And I think that's one important aspect of the rhythm that makes it successful. Now, moving on, let's look at the text first. But ye come back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. It's I'll be there in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. Now it's interesting. He's saying, I'll always be there for you. Now that's a universal feeling. We all want someone to be there for us. So that's a very strong theme throughout the pieces, and I think it's one reason that it's often used at funerals and at weddings. It has this eternal power to it within those words themselves. Now, how does he text paint this stuff? Now we have the melody. Same kind of rhythm now. Ta ti ta ta, ta 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 ti ta ta, ti ta ta tum, ti ti ta 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 ta. So that's nice to have that consistency. Makes it easier to sing. A lot of folk melodies, you'll find that there's consistent rhythm to it, so it makes it easy to sing. And so we have, but ye come back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. Again, the imagery of the words is so beautiful, right? When the summer's in the meadow, when the valley's hushed and white with snow. And it always has this descending figure similar to the earlier part of the piece, right? In the meadow, or hushed and white with snow. Again, that descending figure. Now, this is pretty pivotal. If he had this begin on a lower note, right? We begin a higher note than the beginning. Oh, Danny boy. Takes that same 4-note figure, moves it up. But ye come back. And it has this twinge of pain, right? If he went, but ye come back when summer's in the meadow. First of all, it might be a little too repetitive. So all he has to do is whoosh, move it up. But ye come back when summer's in the meadow. Same gesture. Or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. Now I can't sing up this high right now, but he goes da 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 da. I'll move it down an octave. It's I'll be there in sunshine or in shadow. I'll be there, and it's I'll be instead of it's I'll be there. Stepping upward, it's a big jump. I'll jump. I'll be there for you, right? You have the single note on G, it's I'll be there. And that's when people usually start to cry, okay? It's I'll be there in sunshine or in shadow. I'll be there for you in sunshine or in shadow, good and the bad. You can certainly see why it's at weddings that we hear this often played, right? Now let's move on and look to our second verse, okay? Now he's going to use the same notes, same melody, same harmony. But when ye come and all the flowers dying, lots about flowers here. Remember, the rose is falling. Well, now we have the flowers dying. If I am dead, as dead I well may be. Pretty clear, right? Now, why does he put this in major? What would it sound like if he actually did put this in minor? It's kind of interesting. You'll come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say an Ave there for me. Much darker tone, but he's meant to be soothing. It's meant to tell us this isn't it, folks. There's more to this, right? There's an eternal strain here that he's chasing after with this piece. Ye come and find the place where I am lying. The place where I'm lying is presented as going down. And kneel and say an Ave there for me. And of course the Ave he's talking about is an Ave Maria, right? Very traditional prayer. So now it's being implied that someone's going away, and when they come back, not sure we're going to be around, right? And I shall hear those softly tread above me, and on my grave will warmer, sweeter be. Now, let's take a look at how he text paints it. And I shall hear, it has this soaring feeling to it because you're holding the C. And I shall hear those soft you tread above me, right above me. Again, this feeling of going down. And on my grave will warmer, sweeter be. My grave will be warm and sweet. So again, this idea of comfort, we all want to feel like that. And then for you will bend and tell me that you love me. Again, that's higher up. I'm just singing an octave lower for my own voice. For you will bend. Now what's interesting about that is it's the kind of the opposite. You think, for you will bend, but it's for you will bend and tell me that you love me. Okay, we're noticing this falling triad. It seems to be a feature of this piece. Da, da, da. Very easy to sing. Another reason I think it's probably pretty popular. You'll tell me that you love me. Tell me that you love me, and I shall sleep in peace until you come to me. So what makes this piece so special? Well, some of the highlights of it, as we've explored, is that the rhythm is relatively simple, it's not too complex, which makes it easier to sing. The melody has a very simple gesture of going up and down. Okay. The harmony, relatively simple. It doesn't go way outside the bounds. And the text, really quite beautiful. And I think that's the magic and the mystery of the piece, is that it gives us a sense of belonging to someone, and this hope for seeing each other again in the afterlife. And ultimately, it really is a message of comfort, hope, and peace. If you liked this video, and I hope you did, please feel free to subscribe and share this video with your friends and your family. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you all soon.